Jamie from CapsComputers.com, and today we are introducing Wargame AirLand Battle on our latest episode of Caps Computers Impact, where we are showing off and giving you a quick introduction to games, new and old. Wargame AirLand Battle is the second in the series of Eugen Systems' Wargame series. It's a, I guess, like a what-if look at the Cold War. What if the Cold War turned hot and nuclear missiles went flying and the Warsaw Pact and NATO went head-to-head? Now, there are 750 some odd real-life units in Wargame AirLand Battle, ranging from, I believe, the mid-1960s to the... I think up some of the units may be even into the early 90s, actually. So we're going to, I guess we'll do the first campaign and take a look. So with Wargame AirLand Battle, there is a big emphasis on realism, so it's not like StarCraft or any of the more traditional RTSs where you drop a building down and then you start pumping out units. You actually start out with a deck, and here are some of the base decks that they provide in the game. Being Canadian, I'm going to just choose a Canadian deck just because it's Canadian, and as you can see, we're introduced to just like a wall of units. And as you can see in the activation points in this corner, you're given a certain amount of points that you can spend on cards in your deck, and each card gives you a certain amount of units you can call in within a game, as given enough resource points. And you pretty much gain resource points based on your initiative score in the campaign mode, and which will tell you how much points you're working with, and as you're capturing sectors, you get more resource points over time. So here is the armory. You can actually check out get a nice look here. We got the CF-18-8 Hornets. I think a modified version of these are still actually in use in the Canadian Air Force. So we got some starfighters. You can see each of their weapon systems that will actually matter in game, because each vehicle has a certain amount of ammunition you have, and once they've expended that ammunition, you either have to bring them to a forward operating base to rearm, or they just kind of stop moving. You can always use logistics vehicles to pull fuel, ammunition, spare parts from these forward operating bases, but of course these logistics vehicles, they do tend to be a little on the squishy side. So let's hop out here and let's hop into the first portion of the campaign. Now, the campaign is based on a what-if scenario in the Scandinavian region, which is Denmark, Sweden, and Norway. My geography isn't that bad. Alright, so for this one, we're playing as the Warsaw Pact, communist nations that during the Cold War, USSR, Poland, and so forth. So what has happened here is the Warsaw Pact has attacked Scandinavia through Denmark, and now NATO is trying to fight back, and Sweden has actually broken their neutrality and has joined NATO in an attempt to survive. So this game is a two-phase game, or at least in the campaign mode. If you're doing just quick skirmishes, obviously it's just going to be the real-time battle, but each campaign has a little battle map like this where you can start calling on troops and deploying them, moving them around, and really like a big game of Risk. So here we are. We're going to take our 227th Guards Tank Regiment. You can see right over here what's in the deck for this regiment. So we've got MiGs, and Sues, I think they're called Frogfoots these days, MiG helicopter, MI helicopters and tanks and whatnot. So let's wade into this battle. We don't know really, there's not enough visibility, so we don't know what we're going up against, but that's really our only choice here. So let's send these orders. We're at day 0, and the point of this campaign is that we need to conquer our Aarhus, which I'm sure I'm utterly butchering, within 5 days. So let's launch into battle here. So you can see the starting points right over here tell us how many resource points we're going to start the game with, and the victory points is the conditions, how much destruction we need to cause on the enemy side before we can win the game. So since we're just going to launch into battle instead of avoiding it here. Okay, so this is I wouldn't say lobby, but here's the warm-up. So this is where we get to choose what we're going to start out with. We have these resource points over here that we can immediately deploy right off the bat, and they're going to be placed anywhere that we have control in the sector. This is our little command unit. If I can scroll in here. Oh, okay, let's see. Hasn't been actually put in, but he will... If I stop moving him around, he's going to hold command over this area. Here's our forward operating bases. So let's start. Now, AirLand Battle introduced fixed-wing aircrafts. So let's grab a few of those. Let's get some anti-ground here, and let's get 2 anti-air. Air-to-air, and let's get a helicopter here to cover our approach. So what are we working with here? A lot of open fields. So I think unless we decide to go run up here, our best tactic will be to fight with tanks. So let's call them on in. So we're going to grab, let's see. Okay, so these ones right over here with the star are logistic vehicle. They can control a sector. So let's take 2 of these guys over here. Let's call a third, actually. Just put him over here. Let's get a bunch of cheap tanks here to escort these. And let's bring some anti-air into the battle. 4 anti-air, and let's do another 4 here. Alright, we still have 200 points, so let's call in more tanks. You can never go wrong with tanks. Okay, we'll call in 2 more tanks. Okay, so we've expended all our resource points. Now the real-time strategy portion of the game begins. Let's move these command vehicles. Okay, let's get the helicopter to cover us while we're moving here. Nice thing I like about this is they've taken there's a lot of attention to detail. You can probably hear as we're going here. You can see the helicopter going, and then as we pull out, it starts sounding more like a command center than an actual... Oh, hang on here. Okay, let's get us out of here. Okay, let's start engaging, have these tanks start engaging. Let's move this one over there. Let's see. The anti-air over there with him. So as you can see, there's range. Range is important here. We've got limited ammunition to work with. So let's start bringing some ammunition up to the front lines here. We'll use a helicopter to do that job. So our little helicopter is actually coming in from here, from a safe zone, and coming into the battlefield to participate. Okay, so let's move these guys forward. Alright, looks like we got good time to start bringing in the rockets. Okay, so we're calling in some air support here. As you can see, as we're decimating them, our points are going up. Slowly crawl towards victory. Alright, let's march these guys into the next zone. Oh wow, that did quick work on my helicopter. Okay, let's call in some more troops here. I think it's a good time to start calling in some artillery. Okay, so you can see over here, we can see where the artillery came from, but we can't actually see the artillery units themselves to attack. Okay, so let's... call in... Where's artillery? Okay, still driving in. I think it's time to get some recon helicopters out here. I don't know why he is flying out all that way. Okay, so there we go. Total victory. Go back to our main screen here and move on to our next little battle. Let's see. Okay, so we've pushed that unit back into Copenhagen. We are now in control of Malmo. And we have reinforcements. So our reinforcements, let's call them in. It is looks like a mechanized infantry. Yeah, mechanized infantry with some tank support, so we're going to get them into Kiel here. And we're going to use the guard regiment and chase them back into Copenhagen. Send in the orders. Alright, we've actually completely obliterated them, so let's start rolling into over here. Alright, so we are now having access to some of the, I guess, in the risks portion of the game, the turn-based, you do have access. Based on how well you've done in previous battle, you get access to nuclear strikes and whatnot. So here we go. We got our tactical nuclear weapon. Next 24 hours, low morale and less initiative. So let's launch these nukes and march on in. Okay, so the nukes are away. Alright, so this one is definitely a lot heavier in urban combat, so our mechanized infantry will do really well here. Chances are here in Ivan we're going to stack our tanks and let them control this area right over here, and we are just going to scatter infantry all over these city areas and just wreck face. Alright, let's see here. Alright, so let's deploy some anti-air units over here. Let's get some tank killers over here. Probably want some the rest of the tank killers over here. Let's get some actual tanks on the field. We'll plant some anti-air over here, and we'll probably want some more anti-air. Plant some anti-air here. Let's get some more infantry in here. Let's see, where do we have some artillery here? Okay, let's... Oh, I think here would be a good start. 400. Oh, there's so much to choose from. Alright, let's launch into battle here. Okay, let's bring these guys there. My anti-air in here. Let's get our infantry over there.
Okay, wir versuchen so schnell wie möglich hinzukommen. Wir warten auf ein vorbeifliegendes Ziel und dann den sollen wir für Sie transportieren. Ihre Befehle, Kommandant. wir wen mitnehmen? Zu Befehl, Kommandant. Wie lauten Ihre Befehle, Kommandant? Die Welt besteht aus zwei Arten von Menschen, Artilleristen und Zielen. Verpassen wir ihnen eine Portion Stahl.
Okay, since they fired off their salvo, let's get them rearmed.
Irgendwelche Kunden für eine Taxitour? Haben Sie was für mich? Drucken Sie es einfach aus. Zu Befehl, Kommandant. Ja, Kommandant. Zu Ihren Diensten, Kommandant. Wie lauten Ihre Befehle, Kommandant? Ohne uns wären Sie blind. Drucken Sie es einfach aus.
So, as crap happens in war, as you can see, this unit lost their tracks off their vehicles, so they're not moving anytime soon. Let's move back up here. What do we see here?
Raketenfeuer bereit, Kommandant.
Alright, these guys should be rearmed.
Auf die Grundlagen. Einsatzbereit, Kommandant. Sollen wir wen mitnehmen? Zu Befehl, Kommandant. Zug ist in Formation und einsatzbereit. Drucken Sie es einfach aus. Hat jemand ein Taxi gerufen? Ja, Kommandant. Checkliste überprüft. Einsatzbereit. Gib alles! Den Grad hoch! Feuer! Haben Sie was für mich? Wo sollen wir hin, Kommandant? Haben Sie was für mich?
So we lost our anti-air there, so I guess we will just have to put out some new ones.
Ja, Kommandant. Führen Sie mich, folgen Sie mir oder gehen Sie auf den Weg. Ja, Kommandant. Bekämpfe Ziel. Rücken auf Koordinaten vor. Ihr aber auch. Ja, Kommandant. Bekämpfe Ziel. Warten auf neue Befehle, Kommandant. Fluggebiet ist unter Feindbeschuss. Seegrad hoch. Einsatzbereit, Kommandant. Ist das mal ein ordentlicher Kampfkommandant oder noch so eine Rattenjagd? Kommandant.
Alright, looks like these guys are... Okay, panicked, so let's get them out of here, have them regroup.
Ist das mal ein ordentlicher Kampfkommandant oder noch so eine Rattenjagd? Wie lauten Ihre Befehle, Kommandant?
Because they're panicked, they're not going to be fighting very well, unfortunately.
Braucht jemand eine Schussenge? Führen Sie mich, folgen Sie mir oder gehen Sie mir aus dem Weg?
Alright, where is our artillery? Let's get some
Bereit zum Zuschlagen, Kommandant.
firing.
Zerschmettert sie! Meinen Sie mich? Wie lauten Ihre Befehle, Kommandant? Brauchen Sie ein paar Augen und Ohren vor Ort, Kommandant? Checking und Überprüfung. Einsatzbereit. Einsatzbereit, Kommandant. Wollen Sie das Fernglas raus, stumm? Rechts, over. Soldat, gebt den Befehl zum Sturmangriff! Legen wir los! Soldat, gebt den Befehl zum Sturmangriff!
Let's start moving our infantry up.
Sieht einfach aus. Warten auf neue Befehle, Kommandant. Das ist nicht mein. Ohne uns wären sie es etwas wird. Einsatzbereit, Kommandant. Einsatzbereit, Kommandant. Haben Sie was entdeckt? Wie lauten Ihre Befehle, Kommandant? Es kommt sehr wohl auf die Größe an. Wie lauten Ihre Befehle, Kommandant? Zeit für ein
Okay,
kleines
let's get these out of here because we got a tank killer who's got us zeroed in.
Der Feind ist in Reichweite. Sie aber auch. Bereit zum Zuschlag, Kommandant. Bereit zum Zuschlag, Kommandant. Wie lauten Ihre Befehle, Kommandant? Wird ausgeführt. Auf. Der Feind ist in Reichweite. Sie aber auch. Wie lauten Ihre Befehle, Kommandant? Eingeladen. Feuerbereit. Bereit fürs Verlegen, Kommandant. Was für mich? Näher bereit, Kommandant. Bereit fürs Verlegen, Kommandant. Wie lauten Ihre Befehle, Kommandant? Sie einfach raus. Warten auf neue Befehle, Kommandant. Jawohl, Kommandant. Brauchen Sie zusätzliche Feuerkraft?
gotta say, that is incredibly satisfying. Although they are completely out of ammunition now.
Ändern jetzt die Stellung. Rücken zu dieser Position vor. Macht ihn die Hölle heiß, Jungs. Braucht jemand einen Schuss? Alle! Ja, Kommandant. Es kommt sehr wohl auf die Größe an. Ja, Kommandant. Bekämpfe Ziel. Ich wusste, dass das jetzt nicht lange dauern wird. Das geht schief. Das spüre ich.
Alright, so it looks like we've fought to a draw here. But we did weaken them a bit, which will give us an opportunity to use our other division to finish the fight. Alright, so we gotta keep all the sectors we've controlled from earlier. So we've got them pretty much pinned in there now. Let's get some infantry.
Диагностика. Отправляемся. Заводим
Hopefully if we hammer their forward operating base, I'm guessing that's where the computer has their control units, and we'll end this quickly.
Приказание, сэр. Есть для нас приказ. Быстрее, сэр, мы торопимся. Кто такси заказывал? К вашим услугам, сэр. Отправляемся. Заводи мотор. Размажем их! Мы вталкиваем в пыль, сэр! Только дайте координаты, сэр! Есть для нас приказ.
Alright, so it looks like just completely cleared them out. I think it's just to find the stragglers now.
К вашим услугам, сэр. Ждем новых приказаний, сэр. Такси заказывали? Как прикажете, сэр? Это не моя возьма. Дадим им марш. Нас атакуют! Есть, сэр. Кто такси заказывал? Все, что прикажете, сэр. Доложу вам, когда будем на месте. Двигаемся на полной скорости. Только дайте координаты, сэр! Ждем новых приказаний, сэр.
Alright, in theory we should have won the game. I don't think there's anyone else, any more opposition on this map.
Кого вам надо отвезти? Как прикажете, сэр? Такси заказывали? Выдвигайтесь. нас честь служить под вашим началом.
Alright, so it looks like we're going to have to just run this clock out, and I don't really want to force you guys to sit here for the next 10 minutes to watch this clock run out. So I think you guys got this is pretty much would have been the end of the battle anyway, since this is the area we need to capture to win this campaign. So there you have it. That's your quick introduction to Wargame AirLand Battle. If you want to learn more, you can scroll on down. The description should actually of this video will actually have a link to our full review of Wargame AirLand Battle, and we will catch you next time on our next episode of Capsule Computers Impact.